Hey guys, what's up? It's RagesSorrow here, and welcome back to Know Your Enemy, my weekly series of bossing guides designed to teach you how to kill the most fearsome creatures in RuneScape. In this week's episode, we will be covering the deadly trio, the Dagannoth Kings, using the magic, melee, and range attack styles. Always keep in mind that regardless of the boss you face, death is always a possibility, and only bring items and gear you are willing to risk. Now let's move on to some general information about the bosses. It's always important to have information regarding the boss that you're about to face. On screen now you'll see a list of information regarding Dagannoth Rex, including combat level, attack style, weaknesses, etc. Familiarize yourself with this information, and then move on. On screen now you'll see a list of information regarding Dagannoth Supreme, including combat level, attack style, life points, etc. Familiarize yourself with this, and then move on. And lastly, on screen now you'll see information regarding Dagannoth Prime, including combat level, life points, attack style, etc. Familiarize yourself with this, and then move on. It's always good to be confident in your skills and abilities before facing off against a boss. On screen now you'll see a list of recommended levels and quests for the Dagannoth King's Tribrid solo. I recommend completion of the Blood Runs Deep quest and Ritual of the Majrak quest for the upgraded Balmung, as well as the completion of the Fermented Elite Diary for noted Dagannoth bones, as well as the minimum levels listed below. Having the right weapons and armor when facing off against the boss can mean the difference between life and death. On screen now you'll see a list of weapons and armor recommended for the Dagannoth King's Tribrid solo using the magic attack style. Always remember to use the best weapons and armor available to your levels, or that you're able to afford. If you are unable to afford a certain weapon or armor, then simply downgrade to the next best thing. On screen now you'll see a list of recommended weapons and armor for the Dagannoth King's Tribrid solo using range. Always remember to use the best weapons and armor that you're able to afford and that are available to your levels. Simply downgrade if you can't afford a certain piece of equipment. On screen now you'll see a list of weapons and armor recommended for the Dagannoth King's Tribrid solo with the melee style. Always remember to use the best weapons and armor available to your levels or that you're able to afford. If you can't afford a certain piece of equipment, simply downgrade. The loot is always the most important part of a boss kill. On screen now you'll see a list of possible loot and rewards that you can receive from the Dagannoth Kings. Now that we've covered the basics, let's go ahead and move on to the setup that you'll be using for killing the Dagannoth Kings. On screen now you'll see the setup and inventory that you'll be using against the Dagannoth Kings, along with all 3 combat bars. Now that we've covered that, let's go ahead and move on to getting to the Dagannoth Kings. After you're geared up and ready to go, it's time to head off to the Dagannoth Kings. To get here quick and easy, you can simply teleport using the home teleport lodestone, or you can use the teleport tablet to Relica, or you can run from Seer's Village. Once you arrive at the entrance to Relica, you want to head to the northwest. Reason you want to head to the northwest is because you will need to be getting on a boat to head to the Waterbirth Island. The person taking you there, his name is Gervald, and he is located over here on the most western dock, right here. Right click on him and click Travel With to Waterbirth, and once you arrive, simply head up this way towards the dungeon entrance. You may be attacked by rock crabs every now and then, but they're pretty weak, so you shouldn't have too much to worry about. You'll know where the dungeon is based on the little dungeon icon. Now, before you can proceed any further into the dungeon, you're going to need a door partner. So, let me show you what to do when you get the door partner. Be right back. Once you have gotten your door partner, you want to go ahead and activate Protect for Melee, and then head inside the cave. Once inside, you want to head all the way to the north towards the first door. The first door that you're going to be activating is going to be on the south. Now you'll need to stand on one pad, and your partner is going to stand on the other. Then you will open the door. Then your partner will follow you all the way to the northern door. You'll activate this door, and then head inside this one, while your partner heads all the way back to the one on the south. Now you want to make sure that you keep your protection prayer up until your partner gets to the other door, until you get to about right here. Once you're right here, you can go ahead and turn off your prayer if you see fit, but there's no need. Make sure to tell your partner thank you before heading down. Once you head down, you want to go ahead and switch your prayers appropriately, and I'm just going to leave it off here and put up some music, so just follow the path that I show you guys. Alright guys, once you get into this area right here, this is where we're going to be preparing for the Dagannoth Kings, so I'm going to show you what you need to do. Alright guys, once you are here, make sure that you have your protection prayer set to protect item, protect from magic, and any of the turmoil or piety equivalent curses or prayers. Once you have done that, activate your aura, drink an overload, drink a prayer renewal, and then, once you have done that, go ahead and activate your curses, make sure you have your melee gear equipped, and head inside the Dagannoth King's lair. First one you're going to be attacking is Supreme. You want to make sure that you're using Slice, then another ability, and then back to Slice. This will ensure that you're getting enough adrenaline up to get to your thresholds, as well as your ultimate very quickly. Now the reason you want to have Protect from Mage on is because since Prime is roaming around the lair just south of you, well, actually it's just to the west I believe, but if he happens to take notice you, then he's going to deal a considerable amount of damage if you don't have that up, especially since you are using a melee setup. So just make sure that you're using your basic abilities as well as your thresholds and even your ultimate abilities against Supreme, and he will go down quickly. Now, you want to make sure that you pick up the bones as well as the hides that they drop, because if you have a pack yak, then you can bank these. However, if you don't have a yak, you don't have to bother picking them up. Now, once Supreme is dead, go ahead and switch over to your range gear. Now, don't move too far forward because you don't want Dagannoth Rex to notice you, especially if you're wearing your range gear. Now, simply switch to your range combat bar, and if you'll notice right here, we accidentally got the attention of Dagannoth Rex. So, what we're going to do is we're going to lure him to the far western side, and then we're going to run up and lock him into place right here. Now, once he's locked in place, you want to make sure that you're keeping your Protect from Magic up, and switch over to your magic gear. Now, once you're in your magic gear, simply switch over to your magic combat bar, and start maging him. Remember, make sure to use your rack ability first, then another, and then back to rack, so on and so forth. That way you're constantly dealing a good flow of damage to the Dagannoth King. Now, this is going to happen to you a lot where Dagannoth Rex is going to take notice, especially if you're fighting Prime or Supreme. So, simply what you want to do is, if he happens to take notice while you're attacking one of the other kings, simply move back down into this area over to the west, lock him into place, kill him, and then finish off the other king. Now, it's pretty simple since they've actually fixed it to where, their attack range isn't too far. I mean, they actually have to be able to see you before they can attack you. And that's pretty much all you guys need to know. Remember, make sure that you're wearing the appropriate gear and using the appropriate attack style when killing a Dagannoth King. They are all immune to any attack that they aren't weak against, so you cannot use magic against Prime or against Supreme. You cannot use melee against against Prime or Rex, and you cannot use ranged against Rex or Supreme. So just keep that in mind, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the guide. If you did, then feel free to leave a like rating. And if you really enjoyed the guide, then feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Other than that, guys, I've been RagesSorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video, and, as always, have a fantastic week, and peace. Enjoy the music.